Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's a brand new day. Let's go off the past and grab a new lens to life. So today we just go ahead and review about the hiring process at the ATL airport. So if you are interested in working at the ATL airport, you can just go on the internet or go on the Indeed website, Glassdoor, just to mention a few, and check on the job that you are interested in and apply. After this, they will call you for an interview. Sometimes this is done on Zoom or they call you to come to the airport whereby you meet the managers and then you interview. All that I can say is I work for Starbucks at that airport. So what I'll be saying actually pertains to that because this company is hosted by HMS Host. This is an American Airway Airport Food Services. So this company deals with mostly all the food services at the airport. So your hiring process is through them. You speak to the managers and then they will get you on board. So after the interview, you'll be scheduled for a background check and a fingerprint appointment. So the first one will be the background check, whereby the managers will help you schedule this appointment. So you just go, you make sure that you are there 15 minutes earlier. You make sure you are not late because if you are late, you will have to reschedule. They wouldn't help you do it. So you make sure you are not late on this appointment. After the appointment, it takes like 2 or 3 days in order to get your results. And then you schedule for another that will be the second one, fingerprint appointment. And then you also make sure you go there on time. So you do that. After that, this will also take like 2-3 days or maybe a week to call you back. When they call you back, the next one you'll be doing is to take an exam, a security exam. So this one you will also have to schedule another appointment. You go and take these exams. This exams is just like in a room. Because of the COVID season, they make sure to check your temperature. You use your sanitizer at the door, then you get in. So when you get in, you just sit at the computer whereby the place is quiet. So you watch a video and then you answer questions. You have to make sure to pass these questions because if you fail, I think you will not be working there. That was what was stated on there. So you make sure you pass these exams. After these exams, you have to talk to your manager or you go back to the HR at the HMS host office and they'll tell you what to do next. So you go back home and it will take like 2 or 3 days. They will contact you and let you know that it's time for orientation. So during the orientation process, they speak to you about what you have to expect, the process that you have to go through in order to get to the place that you work. So first of all, when you are working at the airport, you pass through security. Let's say when it's 4:30, you have to work at 4:30. You have to get to the airport like 4 because there are times that the train is not working. I think the train start working at 5. So when the train is not working and you are working at Concourse Earth, that was where I worked, you'll be walking for like 15 to 20 minutes in order to get there. So you make sure you get there early. And when you're passing through security, sometimes there'll be a lot of people. And luckily for us, you don't use the travelers line, so you are good to go. During the orientation, they call the union to speak to you. One thing that I will advise you on is if the union talks to you and they ask you to join, I think you should because I've heard stories whereby a manager told me that she was fired for what she didn't do and she had to speak to the union. They saw that what happened was not supposed to happen and she was not supposed to be fired. So they fought on her behalf and she had to come back and work there again. That time she was not a manager though, but they paid all the time she had to stay home. So the union is good. If they ask you to join, try and join, even though you'll be paying for some little fee. And I think it's great because if you get into trouble, they are there to help you. The next thing that I'll talk about is about getting your card. So after you go through all this process, scheduling appointments, fingerprinting, background check, and all, you have to wait on your card. This card is the one that you'll be able to use to pass through the security checkpoint. So when your HR call you or let you know that your card is ready, that's when you go for it. So this entire process could take like 2-3 weeks or sometimes even a month, because I spoke to my other colleagues and they were telling me how the process is long, and indeed the process is actually long. So when you are applying for this job, you should make up your mind that you are going to wait like a month before you can start working actually. And during this time, one thing that I want to let you have to pay attention to is that you'll be paying for your parking ticket. So parking at the airport is not free. We have a place that you pay. We have the daily lot, we have the economic parking lot, and then we have the park ride lot. So based on where you park, you'll be paying more. Remember, the daily lot is better because when you go in there, you don't know the time you're coming out. If you go to the hourly parking, which may be closer to the airport, which may be closer to the entrance, you may think, oh, let me park closer so that I can just walk in. Well, you'll be paying more because they'll be charging you per hour. And if you are not careful, you're going to be paying more. There was a time I had to pay $27. I was like, oh my goodness, I need work and I have to pay $27. I mean, I didn't know at that time, so I parked at the hourly parking lot, and that was how come I had to pay $27 when I was done with everything and I came out of the airport, which, I mean, you can't do nothing about it. So mostly what our advice is, when it's time for you to go for your appointments, for the background check, for the fingerprinting, try and park at the daily parking. I think that one is 19 per day. So that one will be better than parking hourly and you don't know the time you're going to come out and you'll be paying more. You don't want to do that. I'm not really sure about the amounts because it's been a while, but I think it's either $9 or 19. I'm not really sure, but it's a 9. Okay, so after you are done with this, you are good to go. Then bingo, you're ready to start. One thing I want to tell you is that when you are about to quit or anything, you make sure you return your badge, because if you don't do so, you have a lot of trouble. So in a nutshell, this is some of the hectic process you have to go through. It takes a lot of time, and I'll just go ahead and leave it here, but I'll talk about my experience working at the airport. And you really want to know about this experience, the time, the pay, so you can check on my other videos. Thank you and have a nice day. Kindly subscribe to my channel.